I think I'm owed an apology for all the people that were mad when I said that Luffy Gear 5 has a time limit problem. This is something that I want to talk about now going forward because I'm not sure if it's a problem, if it's annoying, if it's something that has to happen in the story. Either way, it's something that has to be addressed. And this was a major part. It actually wasn't even a major part of the chapter. Just want to talk about it right now. One Piece chapter 1095, lore. First off, let's get the negative out of the way. We're on break next week. Relax. We're on break next week, but it'll be okay. We'll be fine. I don't know, actually. I don't know how we're going to get through this, but I thought we were going to get 3 chapters. Let's talk about the chapter because Oda is dropping bombs. And I think we got a confirmation, but not a confirmation within a confirmation, which is a confirmation. Let's go. I want a cover story again. We'll get it. A squirrel stealing Buggy's nose and running away. Cool. Cover stories sometimes are meant to either immerse you or just sometimes just make you laugh, take you out of the story, prepare you for what's to come. Don't read too much into it. It's just a cover story. I understand. I get it. If you have the Gorosei, and this is going to power scaling, because people are looking at a Gorosei and they are saying, whoa, Kaido wasn't able to do this. Whoa, the Admirals weren't able to do this. The Gorosei must be beyond these people. And I understand why. Like, they are hyping him to all heck. And when you think about some of these characters, this is introduction time. When it's introduction time, it's hype time. Saturn has landed and they're telling the captains and rear admirals to stay behind. Everybody else get the heck out. And you see the lightning. It's almost like he's causing lightning clashes, hockey clashes by himself. Marines are running away. Oh my God, Saturn has landed. This is ridiculous. So I was wrong about something. I wasn't sure if everybody else knew about the Gorosei, meaning the world, or was it just a really confined, like core people knew, but not everybody. You have people saying they've seen a portrait of him. So the Gorosei is a known thing within the world, or within the Marines at least, but they've only seen a portrait. People have heard rumors. Oh, the Gorosei, they're even above the gods, meaning I'm assuming the stories you hear about the Gorosei are like, well, these people beyond the celestial dragons, they are the gods of the gods. I think what's crazy about it is that there are gods above the gods, but there's a god above the gods of the gods. It's so many layers to it, and they're losing their mind from this guy just being here. And I understand the presence that Oda's trying to bring with Saturn because he is an endgame guy. We'll talk about his strength towards the end, but the presence, the intro, what Oda's setting up with his character, it's warranted. It's needed. The Gorosei and the world government, the celestial dragons, Imu, they are the end game characters. Yonko Admiral, their portrayal and how they're going to be conveyed to the audience is not going to be close to what the Gorosei and what Imu should be, considering that's where we're going to get to eventually. Not even next arc. At the end, these are the final antagonists, but it's not necessarily a strength thing with this, in my opinion. I love it though. Saturn, I think the energy that he has as a longtime anime fan, I appreciate. There are different characters in anime, different tropes, different things they do that you've seen time and time and time again. I like the disrespectful anime character that's telling you why things have happened or why things didn't happen. Saturn is saying, shut up, because he got stabbed by Bonnie last chapter. And people were starting to downplay him. I was like, bro, come on, clearly let it happen. Let it happen. In this chapter, he said, yo, quiet down, insects. Quiet down, little bugs. I got stabbed because I wanted to get stabbed. Or if I didn't want to get stabbed, I wouldn't have gotten stabbed. Heals. It's like a certain energy that certain characters bring. Whitebeard didn't say this, but it somewhat felt like that. However, Whitebeard, if he was in his prime, he would have dodged it. Would Whitebeard have made the same impact on Squad if he dodged it? You know, it got me questioning everything because it somewhat feels like that, but Oda does give us the cop out with Marco saying, well, he should have dodged it. But Whitebeard getting stabbed by Squad, would Whitebeard just get stabbed there? Does that make sense? Because that puts the entire war in jeopardy. Because if we lose you, we lose everything. So it just made me think of that. It's Garcia got stabbed on purpose. Boss. He's different. He's different. That's not even the craziest thing. He just pulls Bonnie off, holds her, right? And he has her in his grasp, which shows just how large he is. He's a dominating figure in this transformed state where Bonnie is but a mere insect to him. It's crazy. What surprised me, this shocked me, but it didn't shock me because this is how Oda uses Sanji. Sanji, of course, a woman is there. He blitzes Garcia and he just gets sent back. He doesn't even reach him. Doesn't reach him. This guy is different. Sanji is now coughing from an attack that wasn't really an attack. It seems like it's just an AoE, an effect of him. This is Sanji. And I know this is Sanji, but I kind of thought we were past the using Sanji as a hype tool arc. I guess that we're never going to get past that. So Oda is somewhat setting the stage saying this guy can't just be blitzed, and no, he's way more formidable than that, which we expected. But right now we don't know how his powers work. And Sanji, he has a habit of rushing in and somewhat getting overwhelmed without really understanding what's going on. It happens to him quite a bit. Sanji rushes in, he knocks him down, and they're like, okay, let's use this as a chance to catch Vegapunk. He like, yo. Chill. They got nowhere to go. They're surrounded. I'm here. Let me be here. Then we get to Luffy and Kizaru. It's weird because Garcia is saying to Kizaru, that took longer than expected, even for you, which is, what? And Kizaru's like, I have no excuse, but I don't think I can move for a little while. And then Garcia says, it's okay, I understand the reason why. Acknowledging Luffy's strength. What this chapter, this page is meant to portray is that they're both out. What it looks like to us, the readers, is Kizaru got taken out with one hit. But Luffy, he's a sight for sore eyes, even worse than after fighting Kaido. Inconsistency issues. However, Luffy is clearly the superior here because if Luffy doesn't have the time limit, Kizaru is a non-factor. But is a time limit inherent to Luffy? But Luffy was fighting Rob Lucci early, so how much is that built in? I think clearly at this point, it does not look good for Kizaru because he got taken out. However, what I think Oda's trying to convey is that these guys kind of cancel each other out. That's why Kizaru's on the ground. That's why Luffy's on the ground. I would think that Luffy could be able to just go back into it considering that his friends are in trouble, but maybe his time limit is 2 transformations in 1 day at this point. My fears have been realized with Luffy's time limit. It's not that I don't understand it, it's that it's conveniently used as a plot device time and time again. Oda understands Kizaru and Luffy can't fight for too long, so Luffy punches Kizaru, Luffy runs out of time, they're both out of the fight, Saturn gets the spotlight right now. Very convenient. However, in this exchange, after everything that happened, there's no way I can put Kizaru over Luffy. Luffy is the superior in this exchange, even though he still has a time limit. Oda was in a very peculiar spot because he's trying to show that Kizaru is strong, but also Luffy is strong as well. And Luffy has grown a lot. But how do I incapacitate them both at the same time, while of course having my main character reign supreme? Okay, he punches Kizaru, doesn't knock him out, but he knocks him down, he doesn't move. Luffy, however, he's out because of his time limit. Caveats, that's how Oda does things. I didn't know how it was going to happen. However, it was obviously it wasn't going to end well for Kizaru. This is best case scenario, considering that he is an antagonist. It is what it is. Luffy and Kizaru effectively currently out of the fight. Now, Saturn goes after Luffy right away, right? He does the thing that I would do if I was a villain and the main character's on the ground. Let me get rid of him right now. But guess who outspeeds him? That boy Frankie. Strong right. So Frankie gets him out of the way and Saturn say, you have a pretty strong crew, which is, I feel like it's something that doesn't have to be said, but I guess coming from Saturn based on the material he just got, it resonates a bit more with the fan base, with everyone around there. Frankie, he's almost proud that Saturn is after his captain, saying like, yo, even the world leaders at the top are after my captain. You know, it's almost like a badge of honor, which it is. Like Luffy is a very wanted man, especially considering he's the sun god. But I guess it's cool, right? It's pride. That's what it is. Pride of the fact that my captain has grown to this level. It's cool. Luffy's form at this point, it looks like he's knocked out though. It looks like he's legitimately just out. He cannot do anything. Like again, Gear 5, it's such an overpowered ability. Does Luffy deserve to be the only or one of the only characters with drawbacks? I've said this before, that because of the astounding jump in power that Luffy's transformation gives him, the drawback is necessary. However, I think Luffy has gotten to a point based on what he was able to do versus Kaido that the drawback shouldn't be as impactful, where after a fight, he's like, he can't move. Before it was hockey, now he can't move. What are the long-term effects of this thing? But again, we're going to talk about Luffy's time limit in a separate thing. Saturn is a very interesting individual because even after all that, he's thanking Vegapunk for his contributions to the military. Like, so he's been around for a while though, because we move on and it gets pretty crazy. But Saturn, he's saying, I would like to see you guys escape from this. They're surrounded. There are only a few people that can pull up right now that can get him out of this. One is the Grand Fleet. And the other, I mean, Dragon can pull up, I guess, and Kuma. I think Kuma is definitely on his way here. And the chapter, how it move forward, it confirmed my suspicions that Kuma is 100% going to be an egghead, the real Kuma. But Saturn, he doesn't care. He's trying to kill people, and he wants to kill them in order, and he wants it to be the most painful. Him being here, I'm sure it's exciting. Like, he says he hasn't been here in a long time. I'm sure for him, it's like, man, I ain't did this in a long time. Still got it. He's not going to show it, but I'm sure this is exciting. He gets tired of walking around, bowing to this thing, just eating cake, right? Drinking tea, getting his beard massaged, judging these other celestial dragons. That's bro, I want to go feel something. And so that's why I think he's flexing. He hasn't done it in a while. He's excited right now. He's not going to say it, but he's excited. And then he addresses Bonnie as humans. He said, why when humans are told to do something, they do it anyway. Okay, so are you not human? Because the only people that talk like that are typically fishmen because they're obviously not human. This is leading to our suspicions that Jay is actually a demon as opposed to being a human, or whatever he is what he is, and that's what devil fruits are based off of, or devil fruits could be based off of what he is because he's been around for a long time. It's like certain characters, certain actors that you were like, man, you've been old ever since I was young. When I was young, you was old, and you still old. That's Jay Garcia. He's been old for a minute. I think what's crazy in this entire thing is that Saturn, okay, he's strong, right? Or his powers we don't understand yet. I'm not sure if Oda's introducing a new part of the power system. They can't move. It can't just be conquerors, is it? Is it Reyasu? Is Oda bringing spiritual pressure to One Piece? Sanji? I know people are going to use this as an opportunity to clown Sanji, but I think this is just more Garcia just being amazing. But they try to explain it, and Oda tried to hint towards it, saying it got to be science. If it's not science, it has to be a devil fruit, which is either Oda saying it's one of those things, or Oda saying, yeah, no, think bigger. But Bonnie's still mad because Saturn killed Kuma effectively. And he's like, all right, here's what I know. Kuma was born a slave. He was a remnant of a tribe of people that committed a grave crime. Who those people are? You want to know who those people are? I know Oda's been teasing these people, but do you know who these people are? All right, I'll tell you who these people are. These people are... and that's how I kind of felt, because Oda has been teasing these different people, the special race. They're the Buccaneers, right? If you're a football fan, you know what you think of, but it's the Buccaneers. And as we go on, we learn more about these Buccaneers. We're finding out more and more that the Warrior of Liberation is a lot more popular than you think. He is a superstar. Kuma was talking to Bonnie saying that he wanted to be a Warrior of Liberation, freeing people that were suffering. Considering, of course, again, the context that we're getting in this chapter is starting to make more sense. And Oda is somewhat showing us the impact, the influence of the Sun God. And so for Kuma saving Luffy, it's starting to come full circle why he would do something like that, why it would be built in, why he would protect the Straw Hat ship, because Luffy represents everything he's trying to be. Of course, I'm not sure if he knew. I doubt he knew Luffy would be the Sun God. He must have felt something or known something, or was this always fate? Was this meant to be? I don't know, but it's kind of beautiful. And it seems like they're about to kill Bonnie, but we then go 47 years into the past. Bonnie's not going to die, obviously. Kuma's going to show up and save his daughter. 47 years into the past, Kuma's born as a large boy in the Sorbet Kingdom. And at this point, we see Kuma's mom and dad. His dad seems to have Buccaneer blood, and the Buccaneers are the special race. They're bigger, they're stronger, and of course, Celestial Dragons are after these people. So after Kuma's born, Clap, I believe that's the name of his dad, is hunted down and captured. And it's sad, because the Celestial Dragons, they are literally just terrorizing everyone. Nothing matters to them. Nothing is sacred. Nothing, literally nothing is sacred. Okay, Oda once again just shows us that he doesn't care for moms. Moms do not matter. She was just there, then she came back. Oh, your mom died. What happened? What happened? Oda, what's the problem? What do you have against moms, man? But his dad, it seems like he's such a great person, because even in the midst of that, he's crying, right, and saying that your mom is in a better place, but he's reminding him of the Warrior of Liberation. So Kuma talking to Bonnie shows that where he got it from. This is something that was drilled and instilled in him, and so it makes sense that he would want to grow and become that person. And then the more I think about it, the more I think, how does this nice, quiet, this peaceful boy get dubbed a tyrant? That's completely against what he stands for. No way. I don't believe it. No way. But the Celestial Dragons, they don't care, because he's just there talking to his son about the Warrior of Liberation, and because he's too loud, they kill him. That's just how insignificant. Again, someone that has a special race, a special body, they don't care. Shut up, you're loud. Boom, kills him. Trauma to a lot of these characters. Died right in front of them. The CDs, man, they're going to have to pay for this. Now we jump from 47 years to 38 years. And now they're saying it's going to be a tournament, right? Once every 3 years is a tournament. And they're saying the tournament is going to be held at the non-world government affiliated place in God Valley. Huh? So God Valley, this is before it was affiliated with the world government. So they go there and they're telling the king, the person whose country it is, that there's going to be a tradition of hunting, but we're changing it. We're not going to be hunting humans anymore. We're going to be hunting natives. And that's when they made the country the property of the world government. Just like that. Just like that. They just take whatever they want. No consequences. Just take. The king is like, yo, whoa, no. This is my country. Dead. And then I'm like, who killed him? We skip forward. We see Shanks. Wait, no, not Shanks. We see Saint Garling. For Garling. Many years ago, many moons ago, looking just like Shanks. Beautiful. The beauty that Oda draws this character in, the care that he took with this character. This is Shanks' dad, or he's related to Shanks in some way. His hairstyle is super exaggerated, but this is Shanks, buddy. It's Shanks. And he says he's a God's Knights, and so he's a member of them. He's not the commander yet, so he's just one of the guys, right? One of the guys, but he is. I mean, the ladies are fawning over him, right? It's like, this is Shanks, bro. This is how like One Piece fans look at Shanks, or how Oda looks at Shanks. How we be hyping him. The speculations were correct. Kuma's backstory, where we saw Kuma being used as a slave, is tied to God Valley. And now we move forward. Kuma's trying to run away. He's like, yo, you can't run away. It's a responsibility that we have. And guess who we see? We see Ivankov. Seeing Ivankov is crazy. But we also see Ginny. Some of Ivankov's comments in Marineford is starting to make more sense now, where he told Kuma, you don't forget how scary I am, do you? Where it's like them knowing each other this long, it makes sense that he would be like, yo, I can be scary, and Kuma would know about it considering just how long the friendship has been. Then we see Ginny, which more than likely is Bonnie's mom. Why I say that? Well, she has meat in her mouth. Well, I'm saying when we saw Bonnie, when she was introduced, she was just eating, right? And this woman, this girl, seems like she likes to eat. So more than likely this is Bonnie's mom, or who goes on to be Bonnie's mom. And we got a break. I'm not going to mention any more negativity. It is on. How can you deny Egghead? Of course, I don't like the break. There are cliffhangers. I wonder how long we're going to stay in this flashback, because typically when Oda introduces like a box, the next chapter is going to be flashback. I think we're going to get a few chapters of flashback. Do we see Dragon here? Do we see Roger in those? I don't know what's going to happen, but the Celestial Dragons are horrendous. Terrible people. Don't view themselves as regular people, because they're not. And they get whatever they want. Man, there's a lot we got to talk about, because the Buccaneers, the new race, is Blackbeard one of them. What they do? There's some speculation that the Buccaneers, Joy Boy could have been a Buccaneer. That's why the hat is so large. He's not really a giant. He's a Buccaneer. That's why they're being enslaved. But I think the Buccaneers, they were always going to be that way because they're so strong. You get one Buccaneer, it probably makes up for like 10, 15 slaves, maybe more. They can do so many different jobs. And so, of course, they were going to rebel. Amazing stuff. Let me know what you think. Garling. Shanks is a Garling confirmed. In my mind, it was beforehand, but wow. Bonnie. One Piece is so good right now. One Piece is extremely good this week. Oh my God.